It's the Weekend Sporting G-Up. Joining us now, Ben Rothenberg at the tennis, Hobart Hurricanes, Peter Hatzoglu, and all the way from Brizzy, Richard Deering for the true race that stops the nation with cockroaches. First up, tennis journo Ben Rothenberg is at the Oz Open ahead of this weekend's finals. Ben, Novak Djokovic, the Joker, he's out, had to retire hurt. Do you think we're going to see him at the Oz Open ever again?
You know, I think it's 50-50 at this point. I think we've seen the Joker, as you say, come back so many times from the dead, but all athletes are eventually mortal. He's going to be 38 when he comes back here next year, if he makes it back, and so 50-50 at best, I think, for him. Does
this mean that Alexander Zverev is going to win the title now, regardless of who he's playing in the final? With a walkover in the semi, that helps.
It definitely helps, but I still think Jannik Sinner in the other semifinal is the big favorite for me here. He's been crushing people. He crushed Alex de Minaur in the quarterfinals, and I think he'd be a pretty sizable favorite if he makes it to that final against Zverev on Sunday.
Ben, some hard-hitting journalism coming up from me. You have covered slams across the world over the years. Just what have you made of the treatment of the players this year? Lots been said about it.
Yeah, lots been said about the encore interviews, especially recently. Ben Shelton, the American player, was complaining about them, and I think it's just been poor execution. I think the idea is fine of Australia just trying to bring banter to it, but I think it's been kind of amateurish. I think if you want to do comedy, you can hire professional comedians to do these interviews on court at the Australian Open. I'm sure there's plenty of Australian professional comedians who would desperately like the work.
Ben, I'm carving it in stone. You think Jannik Sinner to win the Oz Open. Okay, next up, we are heading to the cricket because Peter Hatzoglu from the Hobart Hurricanes is joining us with the grand final coming up on Monday. Peter, what do the Canes need to do to win their first Big Bash trophy?
Hey guys, I think it's just going to be so important for us to keep it simple, stick to our processes, and to that point, we've just come back from Barnbougle where we had a 2-day golf trip. It's been a great couple of days and we're really excited just to keep it lighthearted.
Okay, did you win the golf trip? Like, who's top?
I actually did. I did really well. Thanks for asking, because I'm taking that to the team. I'm really happy I got to say that on national TV.
Jeez, I've heard people say that cricketers are lazy, but not from what I'm hearing, mate. 2 days on the golf course, you're working hard.
Yeah, we're pretty determined. I mean, it's the first time we've got a really good shot at making the grand final and winning it, or we've obviously made it. Yeah. Hopefully we can win it and bring it home for Tasmania.
It's a solid flex because there's two teams that are still trying to get in there, and you're just like, yeah, we're playing golf. We're good. We're chilling. This is all fine. The two Sydney teams, they actually play tonight. Who do you want to win because who do you want to play in the final?
I'd like to play against Dave Warner's Sydney Thunder. I played in a T10 comp with him where he captained me in the Cayman Islands. So, yeah, I'm pretty keen on going against him.
Oh, I see. But will you beat Dave Warner?
Well, we'll give it a good crack, I promise that.
Well, to the next hardest working man in the sporting arena, we are joined by Richard Deary, who is at the Story Bridge Hotel in Brisbane. Oh, it's a place close to my heart. Ahead of tomorrow's 42nd annual cockroach races. Richard, tell me please, I mean, I obviously know, but for those who don't, these novices to these races, how do you pick a winning roach?
Well, this is our first major race carnival of the year, the old cocky races. The harder they are to catch, the quicker they are to running. So good size and away they go.
What's the key to having a great name for the cockroach?
Well, as you can see behind me, the Hall of Fame, it's just putting that imagination together. Because it's Australian Open time, there's a few tennis players there. But I think there's a new one coming in, the main race, the Storybridge Gold Cup Race 4, called Roach McManus.
Here was me looking at 06 Ida Buttroach thinking you couldn't top that one.
Wow.
What a birthday week surprise, thank you.
We're not sure if we should abbreviate to RM, and there's another contender coming in called Donald Stump III. He wants to make the cocky races great.
Oh, I love this. Rich, just how many people are you going to get there tomorrow for this race that stops the nation?
As you said, it's been going for 41 years, so they get thousands of people over the years have been coming to this event. It's out in the open, on the road, on the street. It's an open track, 9 foot from the middle to the outside. So there's a few thousand people come out for the day, and it's a great fun day at the pub. That's what it's about.
Which I can only imagine, Roach McManus is probably the smallest of the cockroaches. But what happens at the end of the race to Roach? Like, if they win, do they get taken out for a drink, or what happens if they lose?
Well, their name lives on, but sometimes the runner might be put out to breeding or just mightn't make it. But that depends on what the owner wants to do.
It's the only race that when they all cross the finish line, you've got to stop them all before they race under the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's really difficult. I am also available to be a jockey if you need to. I can probably meet the height restrictions.
My God, so much athletic prowess on display. What a weekend coming up. Ben, Peter, Richard, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Are we G'd up?
I feel G'd up.
Yes.
I'm so G'd up.
Oh, mission accomplished.
Good
Mission
luck,
accomplished.
little roach. McManus.